Hello, my name is Jessica Harte, and my research study is on mindfulness in the classroom. My contents of this slideshow, I'm first going to review the topic, then I'm going to go over the product that I created, the methodology, the results, and my final conclusion. Up first is my research topic. The topic of this study will focus on teaching mental health strategies to ninth grade students in order to explore the impact of mindfulness on back-to-school stress. This research is important because many of our students are anxious, depressed, and are leaving the district without knowing how to manage their emotions or seek help. This allows small mental health challenges to escalate into bigger ones. We need to better prepare our students for life's challenges outside the classroom. We are not teaching to the mental health state standards or this part of the wellness triangle. This would help transform gym class into a more wellness-based program that focuses on more than just traditional team sports model and prepare students for a more well-rounded, healthy lifestyle. This topic is important to the field of curriculum and instruction because incorporating these strategies into the classroom can not only reduce stress, but can improve brain function, attention span, and increase overall academic performance. A study conducted just this year showed successful progress in research in this area to show that the incorporation of guided imagery as a coping mechanism has a significant impact on reducing stress and ultimately improving focus. In addition, a study conducted by Lisa Napora in 2013 demonstrated an increase in academic GPA after a constant mindful session was added to the start of the class over a 15-week span. The problem statement of my research study is this is a problem with students managing their emotions, which include anxiety. Students need to be aware of their mental health, respond to situations in an appropriate manner, and understand how to connect to support systems in times of need. This may be occurring because my district's curriculum does not cover any in-depth mental health content, coping mechanisms, or how to access community resources. My research question is, how does instruction that incorporates mindfulness impact ninth grade students' ability to manage emotions? For my research study, the product I used was I designed a 3-day mindfulness intervention that I created. I created 3 lesson plans, one for each day of the intervention. Day 1 detailed the purpose of mindfulness, its benefits, and basic mindful activities. These activities included thought controlling, and mindful walking. Day 2 of the mindfulness intervention included a review of mindfulness, acknowledging thoughts, and introducing breathing technique exercises along with an introduction to their purpose and benefits of the body. Day 3 of the mindfulness intervention consisted of learning about guided imagery along with some exercises that practice the technique. At the end of the day, for all 3 of the days, all students sat in a circle and we discussed how the class made us feel, what we want to work on, how mindfulness impacts our lives and our future, and other important learning points. All information and videos were created in a Google slide that was shared with the class and will be used again in the future. The method I'm choosing for my research is the quantitative model. A part of my procedure is to collect data from a pre and post test along with the students' quiz scores. The ninth grade students rated their ability to manage their emotions, including anxiety, by answering a variety of questions and selected the appropriate rating that corresponded with their mental health that day. In addition, I also collected quiz scores in the pre and post test. These numbers allowed me to see if mindfulness was helping students manage their emotions and if it correlated to improved academic performance. The quantitative data will be collected from the pre and post surveys. I collected the data from both the rating scale and the quiz scores. In order to collect the data from the rating scale, I used Google Forms to administer the questions, and students responded by placing their answers on the rating scale that was given. In order to collect the data from the quiz, I took all of that and organized it in Google Forms from those questions that I asked. Once the quiz was administered, I graded and recorded all the scores also using Google Sheets. The data analysis technique that I used to analyze the data is descriptive statistics. The statistics that I focus on were the mean, median, and mode. This quantitative data provides correlations, patterns, and characteristics that made my life pretty easy when I was determining if the mindfulness intervention assisted in managing emotions, attention, behavior, focus, stress, and anxiety levels. The research of this study set out to answer the question, does mindfulness have an impact on managing emotions, including anxiety? The research study was conducted with 7 ninth grade students during the earlier weeks of school. The study consisted of a pre and post test that had students use a rating scale to evaluate feelings, thoughts, and emotions, including anxiety, and how they managed different feelings, their level of focus, distractions, anger, frustration, etc. Students then continued to take the quiz related to the current topics of class on values and decision making. The pretest was given 1 week prior to the study, the pretest was given 1 week prior to the study, and the post-test was given 1 week after the study. The study then implemented a 3-day mindfulness intervention, which included mindfulness background, the purpose of it, mindful session practice, deep breathing, guided imagery, and reflection and discussion. Once the post-test was administered, the rating scale scores and quiz scores were analyzed. This study connects to the research question, what effect does mindfulness have on managing emotions? Because the studies seek to analyze the impact of mindfulness on managing emotions, including anxiety, and had some positive results. Yet the study conducted also sought to analyze a correlation between managing emotions such as focus, attention, and behavior, and academic scores, as these results were also inconclusive. The data analysis that I will show you on the next slide shows mixed results. The impact of the mindfulness intervention resulted in a decrease in anxious thoughts and emotions, anger, frustration, and distractions. However, the increase in managing emotions did not have a strong conclusive impact on academic scores. When looking specifically at managing emotions, including anxiety, the mean score rating went from a 35.7 to a 30.1 in the post-test. This is only a slight decrease. When looking specifically at the impact of managing emotions and their impact on academic performance, the results showed a mean quiz score going from a 73 to an 82. However, only 3 out of the 7 students' academic scores improved, while 2 decreased and 2 stayed the same. In these 2 slides here, you can see my pre-data score. You can see all of the students, their total rating scale score, their quiz grade, and also the mean, median, and mode for each of these data. And then again, the post-score data as well. Some of the influential factors of this study include certain biases, as well as the fact that the students knew there was going to be a pre and post test to see if the mindfulness intervention helped with managing emotions. There could be biases when selecting specific students to participate in this study by selecting students for when I specifically selected students that I knew would definitely benefit from the intervention and make progress. This could have been avoided if someone else selected the students for the study and not just myself, because I know all of the students in the school. Secondly, the students knew that I was looking for improvement on the post-test, so they could have been tougher on themselves in the beginning compared to the post-test, and where they could have given better results or responded in a better manner. In conclusion, overall, there appears to be some improvement in managing emotions, including anxiety, but no apparent impact of managing emotions on academic performance. This research study set out to discover if mindfulness has an impact on managing emotions, including anxiety. There's a large amount of studies out there that look to determine if there are ways to improve levels of anxiety, self-regulation, attention, focus, behavior, anger, and emotional control. The studies range anywhere from single to multiple day interventions, activities, or literature reviews on multiple techniques. This study consisted of a 3-day mindfulness intervention, including guided imagery, breathing techniques with a pre-test prior to the start of the intervention and post-test at the end. The quantitative data collected from the study showed that mindfulness does have a positive impact on managing emotions, including anxiety. The pre-test score improved from a 35.7 to a 32.1, as well as the pre-test medium score from a 36 to a 32. This shows great improvement. However, much of the research I conducted discussed the improvement of academic performance in combination with managing emotions, including focus, attention, and behavior. Yet the data that analyzed the grades of the pre and post test were inconclusive. When looking at the whole class data, the mean pre-test score went from a 73 to an 81 in the post-test scoring, showing improvement. But when looking at individual grades, only 3 out of the 7 students' grades improved, while 2 decreased and 2 stayed the same. While the results of this study are mixed, there is still a clear benefit to incorporating more mental health in education classes, as well as regular classes, and a need for more of a focus of it in health and PE. Some of the recommendations I have for further investigation include a series of changes. These include a longer mindfulness intervention with more specified rating scale and a larger population. I would first recommend a longer mindfulness intervention to see the true impact of mindfulness in the classroom and not just a 3-day time frame to get more accurate results. It's possible my data was just by chance. In addition, this was done at the beginning of the school year when stress levels are high. This has an impact on the data and I would be interested to see student stress levels at other times of the year. The other recommendation I would make is to focus on specific aspects of self-regulation, not all of them together. This will make more conclusive data as to see whether mindfulness intervention has a positive impact on just anxiety or attention or focus or emotional regulation, etc. The last recommendation I have for future studies include gathering a larger student population to test more than just 7 students. This will allow for more data, lead to stronger conclusions. Thank you.